Today we will discuss about cooling caused by evaporation. I told you about evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is a process in which liquid is converted into their gaseous state below its boiling point, and it requires a latent heat of vaporization. So we discuss about the cooling caused by evaporation. The cooling caused by evaporation is based on the fact when liquid takes a latent heat of vaporization, anything it touches and gets cool. So let's take so many examples to understand the cooling caused by evaporation. I told you so many examples of cooling caused by evaporation in the examination point of view, because these examples are very important. So listen carefully. So take example, if we put a spirit at the back of our hand and wave it, the spirit evaporates, and the latent heat it takes a latent heat, spirit takes a latent heat, and our hand lose the heat and feel cool. Okay, so take another examples. During hot summer day, water is kept in earthen pot, which is, you can say, matka, to keep it cool, because in earthen pot there is a lot of small pores are present, and so many water seeping through these pores. Water evaporates, and it require a pores require a latent heat of vaporization from their pores and remaining water. So remaining water lost their heat and it gets cool. So let's take another example, which is people, you see in your area, often people often sprinkle a water on the ground and in front of their home during hot summer evening. Water evaporates by taking large latent heat of vaporization from ground, and our area we feels cool and comfortable, because when we sprinkle a lot of water on in front of their home, what will happen, it gets cool, because the so many latent heat of vaporization is captured from ground and the surrounding air. So that's why we get cool and comfortable. Now just take another example, which is, we know that after doing exercising on hot day summer, right, in summer day, in summer day, what will happen in summer day, when after doing some exercises, the temperature of our body is too much, then sweat is released from our body, and sweat is evaporate after some time, and we feel cool and comfortable. So because the latent heat of due to evaporation, what will happen, latent heat require, because it takes a latent heat of vaporization from our body, so our body release a lot of heat and it capture, and then sweating is evaporate, and we feel cool and comfortable after some time. So let's take another example. We should wear a cotton clothes in summer day. uh, why we wear cotton clothes in summer day? Because cotton clothes has the ability to absorb a lot of water. So in summer day, what will happen when our body is sweating, so it absorb a lot of sweat. So and it takes a and it evaporate because it takes a latent heat of evaporation from body. So it gets cool and comfortable. But in synthetic clothes, it do not absorb much sweat and fail to keep our body cool in summer day. So let's take another example, which is desert cooler. We know that we use a desert cooler uh, which feel which feel better in summer day. We feel better in summer day when we use desert cooler. So what will happen in desert cooler when we use, we know that the temperature is very high in summer day. And I told you in my previous classes, the rate of evaporation is increases with increases the temperature. So in higher the temperature, the rate of evaporation of water is increases, and dryness also, because in dryness the low humidity in air. So in low humidity, rate of evaporation is increases in summer day. So when we use a desert cooler uh, in summer, the temperature is higher and the rate of evaporation is high, and it feels cool and comfortable. So next is we are able to sip hot tea uh, faster from a saucer than a cup. Okay, so because why we when we use a saucer to take a to drink a tea faster than cup. So why we use? Because saucer has a large surface area, and I told you in my previous classes, when we increase the surface area, rate of evaporation is increases. So saucer takes a very less time to cool the tea as compared to cup, because cup has a very low surface area as compared to saucer. So let's take another topic, which is to show the presence of water vapor in air. We know that the amount of water vapor present in air, but how can we show? Let's take a example to understand the topic, which is we take a steel tumbler and put crushed ice into it. What will happen? And you just wipe outside the area of tumbler and leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. What will happen after some time? You see a tiny water droplets on the surface of the steel tumbler. So it appears because of air around the tumbler contain water vapor in it. When these water vapor come in contact with cold outside the surface of tumbler, they condense to form drop of liquid water. Because the water vapor come in contact with cold, okay, outside the surface of tumbler, and they condense to form drop of liquid water. And we know that what is condensation is a process in which liquid is converted into gaseous state, and the water vapor is already present in air. When it contact with the cold air, then it condense and to form a drop of water on the surface of the steel tumbler. So let's we talk about the very strange topic, which is two more states of matter. And I already told you about there is only 3 states of matter. And what is this? Now scientists discuss about the 2 more states of matter, and they said that there is 5 states of matter, and rest of 2 is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. So what is plasma? Plasma is a mixture of free electron and ions. So mixture of free electrons and ions, and it is present in naturally it is present in sun and stars. Sun and stars. So it is naturally present in sun and stars. So in stars there is so many atoms and free electron present in it, and these and some of the electron, because inside the stars the temperature is so high, the atoms break up and some of the electron break away from atom and converting rest of the atom into electrically charged particles, that is known as ions. So it is a mixture of free electron and ions in a star called plasma, right? And we talk about the another example in the earth, which is fluorescent tube and neon sign bulb. It form a plasma because when we switch on, a fluorescent tube may contain a helium gas and neon sign is contain a neon gas. When electricity is passed through fluorescent tube, the gases present in them get ionized to form plasma. Okay, so it is plasma. Basically, what is plasma? Plasma is a mixture of free electron and ions, because the sun has a lot of high temperature. So there is an atom present which is break, and some of the electrons break and then converted into electrically charged particles, which is ion, right? So next is Bose-Einstein condensate. So in 1920, Albert Einstein already talked about the fifth states of matter, but another three scientists already achieve by, which is say that who is three scientists, which is Cornell, Carteret and Wiman of USA, and they said that cooling in this states of matter, cooling a gas of extremely low density and low temperature. So it cools a gas of extremely low density and low temperature. So this topic is not present in your NCERT book, but just I give you knowledge. It is extra knowledge. It is not in the examination point of view. You just remember it because of build up your knowledge. So I hope you understand the topic cooling caused by evaporation to show the presence of water vapor in air and the two more states of matter. Thank you.